What's up? What's going on? Hide and read. Got a stack of books behind me. Things that I've read, things that I've bought, things that I'm reading. Let's talk about it. LA Confidential, James Elroy. Say 50s LA uh, police procedural. Not light on the mystery, but there is like a mystery kind of element to it, or several kind of mystery plots. Most notable thing maybe about this book is the way that it's written. It's very short and um, direct. It's like, I think Hemingway is famous for being very sparing with the words, and then James Elroy is that times two. So a lot of it reads almost like a police blotter, which is interesting. It takes a while to get into. I think the weakness of it is that it makes the characters kind of thin. It's hard to actually imagine any kind of um, depth to the characters and outside of the actions that they're taking, because it's just the sentences are just so short. And um, but yeah, it reads fast. You can imagine that this book would probably be twice as long if it wasn't written this way. um, Very interesting. LA Confidential. I think this is like book 2 or 3 in a series, but I was fine reading this by itself. That was my first book by the author. He's a very interesting guy. Go check out one of his interviews. You'll see right away. James Elroy. All right. And then starting at the beginning of the year, I started reading this manga series, Gantz. It's a gift from Ian. Thank you, Mr. Pizza Rat. This is like a futuristic sci-fi battle manga with a intersection, I guess, of like perverted, kind of boyish energy. The breaks between the chapters have these like pinups of the different characters, generally in some kind of revealing kind of positions. I'm trying to find one that's not too lewd. The cool thing about this too is that it's like computer generated graphics, and it makes it look a little bit different than a lot of the manga from this time period. Now you see this is a more common thing for artists to use, but at the time that was pretty unique. But yeah, it was pretty good. But it's kind of like one of these rinse and repeat kind of deals. Here's one of these pinups. You know, it was fun. Good for the boys. Gantz. I read 4 of these, so just imagine that times 4. I get the point. I got the idea of it. I'm gonna move on to something else. So have to gift the set of these to the next person. Yeah, let's keep doing the manga. Then I started reading Akira. This is a um, sci-fi, post-nuclear, Neo Tokyo story. If you read manga, you kind of need to read this at some point. So that's what I'm doing. I finished book 2 as well. Yeah, it's awesome. The illustrations are great. I think the anime is probably more popular than the manga, but both of them are a big deal because of the level of like detail at the time is pretty high. But yeah, there's a government program controlling these kind of like psychokinetic youths that can basically explode things with their brains, and it has something to do with the nuclear explosions in Japan. There's 6 of these books. I'm 2 in. I got up to 5, so I need to go buy book 6, and then I'll have the set complete. And I'll tell you all about it. Let's do the book haul. Not much. Just picked up another one of these omnibus from Dark Horse, Vampire Hunter D, book 2. I'll probably get one of these per book haul. So I read the first 2 books, which I think are contained in volume 1. I've read them a couple times with the intention of completing the series, but just stalled there for some reason. So probably going to skip the first 2 books and start with the third, which might be in volume 1 over there, but I gotta look. I'm just collecting them anyway, so yeah. And then I picked up some Gunsmith, of course. More Gunsmith. Faces the Dead. It's June on the Range. Go read some Westerns. You guys read lots of Westerns anyway. And then I probably already have these stories anyway, but I like this edition. Louis L'Amour, Valley of the Sun, some collected short stories. There you go. But yeah, I thought this was nice. It's a library discard from the local library, so it'll be nostalgic. And I picked up one more book. Bentley Little, The Academy. I have another Bentley Little book. It's called The Resort, but I felt like this would be more relatable for me because I hated going to school so much, and I don't really go on vacation, so The Resort is, a little fantastic to me compared to The Academy, but we'll see. I read the opening chapter of the book. It was pretty good, so got this coming up next, which brings us into what am I reading. Like I said, I read a chapter of that one, and this was a gift from Graz, Iron Empire's Michael Hiltzik. I'm reading this for June on the Range and just my general satisfaction. Yeah, not directly Western, but the American railroads plays a big part in the Western, kind of just like fencing. Fencing was a big deal too, barbed wire. Once they could just roll out, miles of fencing, it really started cutting into the kind of open frontier. So, and the railroads did the same thing. So, Iron Empire's Michael Hiltzik. It's nice to have a nonfiction going. It's a little dry, but let's see. And then I'm supposed to be finishing this by the end of the month. Swan Song. I think I can make it. Robert McCammon. Really enjoying this. Not sure if it's like a awesome piece of literature. I'm really just having a good time reading it. I think it's going to take a little bit of time after I finish, but yeah, just like all the other reviews on YouTube, this is a great book. I would highly recommend you read this. So far, so good. Can't imagine this being the last Robert McCammon book that I'm reading, and I'm reading this with Ian. So, The Pizza Rat. This is our fellowship read of the month, and yeah, I don't have too much else to report on. Just wanted to get on here and say hello. Everybody's making videos. I don't want to disappear into the ether. I'm still here. I'm still reading, still watching your videos. Maybe commenting a little bit less than usual, but yeah, this is where we are. Got my books. Maybe I'll do some reviews. Just not really feeling in the review kind of mood. And yeah, until next time, find somewhere to hide, find something to read. Peace.